All right, familia, today is the day we're going to take a look at my personal journal. This is the journal that I'm using currently. And the reason why I want to show it to you is because I started out with one system and it's evolved into something pretty awesome. I want to share with you. Maybe it'll work for you as well. Now, there are some things in here that I do not want to share with you, but it's just two things, really. And it's okay. I'm going to touch on pretty important things. So I've shown this journal before, and I shared that I liked that I was doing the date, the time, and the place that I was in. What was cool is that I might be in two places in one day. And as you can see, it looks pretty bland. And so it's evolved into highlighting the date and blocking out the topic of the journal entry. It started out this way, me just writing the day of the week, the date with a period between the numbers, double dash again with the time, double dash, and the place with the same black ink pen, boxing in the name or the title of the entry. So here is the anniversary. Today marks 26 years since the death of my grandfather, and mentioning that I miss him so much. This is looking back. I'm just writing more about my journal and my YouTube channel. This is my gratitude. And I write usually about problems that I have. In this case, I was writing about me wasting too much time, and I spent a lot of time getting ready to do something before doing it. I scroll through Instagram or TikTok or be productive doing other stuff that instead of doing the thing that I actually need to get done. And if you notice here, I made a box here. I had the idea to push everything away from the edge. That's what you're seeing here is everything being pushed. I'm only putting the day and the date in the beginning. Every entry for that day just gets the time and the place. Here I am setting intentions and talking about this style. And here you see I pushed everything over. I'm extending the title so that it takes more space. Here I talk about these pens that I bought. I love these pens. These are Tombow brush pens. It's the Furenosuke. I'm pretty sure I butchered that. Brush pens, and one is a hard tip and the other is a soft tip. I really like the soft tip for bigger writing and the hard tip for other writing. I carry another two of the same pens in my pouch. You'll see it again later. Here I had the idea of highlighting a different color for each month, and I really like that idea. And then I want you to notice that I decided to also leave a space in the bottom and the side. And in the next page, I have it all around. I just wanted to give the journal this book feeling, almost like a book, like a handwritten book. I like that idea, so I kept it going. Here, I switched over to a red pen instead of the black. And as you see, I write the title of the entry in red. So when I'm looking through my journal, I can quickly identify what the topic is. And here I switch from this bright red to a darker red. I like this darker red. You'll also notice that there's a piece of paper here that is glued. I was doing DoorDash. I wanted to write in this journal, but I didn't have the journal with me. So I took a scrap piece of paper that I carry in my pouch and I journaled. And then I came back home and glued it onto the page. And I thought that was a good idea. So then I made a box here so I can continue taking advantage of the space to add another journal entry. Again, time to get serious. This is me just talking to myself. Using the pen to highlight important things, quotes, or little messages that I want to pop out at me so that when I'm looking through this journal another time, it could stand out and I can read the journal entries. By the way, that is the point to all of this. It's not just, dumping all your thoughts into the page, although that is part of it. The other side of the tortilla is reviewing and going back and reflecting and reviewing your notes. Otherwise, there's no point. You're just dumping everything on here. It's just like venting to a friend, but never doing anything about the problem. The second part, the reviewing, is an important part of this journaling. So here I am leaving messages for my future self. It says, dude, you're not even reaching for the highest fruit. You can accomplish your goals. Just do it. And what this message is just about me telling myself, like, hey, it's not like you're wanting to be a millionaire or a billionaire, right? You're not reaching for the highest fruit. I'm just wanting to take care of my family. That's it. So that's why I've set some goals and I'm shooting for them, reminding myself this is possible. This is doable. And so here I noticed that my lines are crooked and I really wanted to stay in the margin, because another thing that I was thinking about is in the future, when I'm looking back at these notes, I want to be able to leave notes for myself a second time. So I left that space around it so I can leave a little note or little message, or if I solve the problem, I can write the solution on the side of it. I got that idea from a thing called marginalia, which is notes that you leave on the margins of a book when you're reading a book. It's just a way of taking notes on the page itself so that you could record, and absorb what you've read. Here's another note that I took out on the field and then just brought it back and glued it on here. My pocket notebooks, as you may already know, have a pocket in it as well. So it's a pocket inside my pocket notebook. And I always carry these little scrap pieces of paper. So when inspiration strikes, I can pull out the piece of paper and then store it back in here. When I get home, I pull that out, glue it. In this case, I think I was eating Chipotle and I just tore a piece of paper, wrote on my note, put it in my bag or my pouch, brought it back and glued it. I left this space here because I wanted to record, or actually glue, some pictures of the day that we took out Erica's grandma out to dinner. We're still doing gratitude, productive day. As you see here, I recorded a voiceover and I documented what I did. I made sure that I knew that I was about a hand's width from the microphone, my voice and the microphone. So I know that what the mic was picking up. I left notes about what I did to the Premiere Pro and the effects that I put. That's just in case the settings, erase or delete or have to start over again. I can always come back to these notes and see what I did. Or if I want to improve, I know where I started and then, where I'm going from there. I'm still drawing an outline with a ruler. If you saw my other video, you'll see that I created a little pouch for this ruler because this is my third ruler. I've lost a few rulers. So I glued it a little pouch or a sleeve in the back. Here, this is the first. I forgot I kept using the yellow marker, so I switched to blue. As you can see, for September, I'm using blue now, and this is, again, a way for me to know, this is 1 month, and then later in the future, this is another month, and I could jump to months much quicker. This is about cleaning my area, so setting up myself for success, and I documented, hey, I cleaned up my space, and it felt good. Just a reminder, when I'm looking back at these, if my space is a mess like it is right now, just reminding me to clean it. Here's the first time that I documented this morning. I think I wasn't feeling too well. So I did my morning gratitude and then I did a report on how I felt physically. So my shoulders were burning and my hips are tight. And then documenting what I was feeling mentally and what I was feeling emotionally. And then I documented my objectives for the day. And I just record this from time to time so that I can go back and see how I felt that day, what I did that day to help myself. But I always end my report with what I'm going to do about it. So here you'll see I have like aches and all that stuff. And then I said also, I need to walk, I need to stretch, and I need to drink more water. My mental report this morning, my mind was objecting to getting up. I will rest more and will declutter my mind. So there's always some kind of course of action that I'm going to take to help myself. It's never just documenting. I'm listing things that I want to do to help myself. And then hopefully I'll come back and report, hey, I feel better. Here's another piece of paper that's glued. This is my daughter, Luna. She gave this photo to me for Father's Day, and I thought I'd lost it, but it was in the car. I guess it fell out of my pocket, and then I just glued it on here. So these journals can turn into photo albums as well. If you happen to take a photo of something and print it, you can always glue it just so you can have a picture of the day if you had an awesome day or a productive day, or you did something special like go out to dinner or celebrated something. It's cool to have a photo documenting my son's therapy sessions. Here is a video that I was going to do, but it didn't come out like I hoped. So I'm going to try this again. But the idea was to show you how easy it is to journal. And so I took a piece of paper, folded it, and then carried that with me and logged. It didn't come out quite like I wanted to. So I didn't want to get rid of those entries and throw them away. So I cut them up in pieces and then glued it here. But I will make another video like that soon. And here we're entering into territory that I don't want you to see, but as you could see, I started something new on TikTok. I wish I knew who it was, but on TikTok there was a young lady who was journaling and she was making these columns, and I really liked that idea. I just wanted to try it. I didn't know whether or not it was going to be for me, so I tried it here and then here. I wrote the date bigger so I can highlight it and it could pop out a little more. One thing I don't like about the columns is that I have to chop some of the words out or write smaller. Like this one stepped out of the margin, and then some words get cut off. Too many words get cut off. But after a while, I just got used to it, and I'm okay with it now. Here, I am continuing this but I'm logging more about my YouTube journey because I've been doing YouTube a lot more. A quote by Jim Rohn that says, help others get what they want and you will get what you want. So it's about being of service first. It's not about me getting what I want, but the best way to get something is by giving something. And so that's why I'm making these videos here for you all. I'm helping you all get what you want in hopes that I too will get what I want in the end. As you can see now, it's getting more consistent and looks more organized. I'm actually going to change things up a bit in the next few videos, but here you could see that I'm highlighting in red. The blue looks great. I'm really documenting a lot more. I'm leaving a trail of my YouTube journey, right? And how on the 12th, actually I think this was supposed to be the 11th, but on the 11th, I documented mental, emotional, and all that. I was at 289 subscribers on Thursday. 1 week later, I'm at 545. I think as of the recording of this video, I'm at 575. So thank you all, each and every one of you for that. Actually, I hit my second milestone. My first was to just get 100 subscribers. My second was to get 500. The next goal is to get 1,000. But that concludes our little tour. I want to thank you all so much for joining and watching. I don't know if you've seen this. This is a zine that I made, and I wanted to make this available for you to print and have a copy in your pocket. So in the description, there's a link to the Patreon page. It's absolutely free. I'm not asking you all to join or anything like that. You can go over there and download this template and print, or there is a template on how you can design this for yourself, design a different one for yourself. There's a template that you can add to either Photoshop or Procreate and design your own zine, print your own zine. And again, those files are available to download absolutely free. So go check that out. Thanks so much for watching. And if you're interested in watching more, for some reason, YouTube is suggesting that you watch this video.